Hello everybody and welcome to Lush and Salty Aquariums. My name is Stefan. Thank you for coming to my channel. So we're going to look at evening or sunset at my Blackwater system, partial Blackwater system. I was just admiring all the various creatures, especially as they're silhouetted against the UNS Atmos light screen back there. You can see, obviously, the neon tetras, jumbos. Look at them. I got them as a bag of 12 at a swap. They were scrawny, little, and I just assumed they were mega inbred, and I'd be lucky if 4 or 5 survived. Well, not one died. They're all extremely fine specimens. I attribute that to well, first of all, a little bit of luck, and then the integrity of hobbyists at swaps for the most part. And primarily, honestly, my upkeep in this tank is about as good as any in the fish room in terms of care for the inhabitants, because I have some creatures that require special attention in here. And the neons benefit from that immensely. They're not the creatures that require special attention. Look at them all packed in like that. It's crazy, beautiful. And in the darkened tannin stained water with just the light screen at this point, they're about as glowing as anything I've gotten in the fish room. But as I was saying, you see that silhouette back there, that fish with its flared fins? That is a licorice gourami. It's right behind, okay. It is so well camouflaged in those roots that it looks just like a leaf caught in the tangle. And that is a licorice gourami there, and then there's one in the foreground here. So well camouflaged I didn't even see it. Now these will show when there is more light, actually, or when they move into just the right position. Some intense blue and black and white piping. Really a remarkable creature. But as I started this video, I have to give them live food at least 3 times a week, and frozen food. I don't believe they eat any flakes or pellets, although I can't verify that they don't. Maybe when they're picking, or maybe because these neons are such intense ditherfish that some of them have picked up the habit. You see the 2 licorice gourami silhouetted, looking like just 2 dead leaves in the tangle. I have about 3, 4 maybe licorice gouramis, maybe 5. I am reckoning I lost perhaps 1 or 2 over the course of the last year, because I've never counted 6 lately, 5 or 6, and I think that's what I bought. But there's at least 3 in here. There's also, and you can see them silhouetted, these tetras here. It looks like a see-through glassman tetra, but it certainly is not. That is these are Morse code tetras. Now, for whatever reason, they just look anonymous, and I'm not seeing the ... pattern, the gold pattern, and that's probably because the gold from the Atmos light screen completely counteracts the potential for their skin, their scale colors to show off why they're called a Morse code tetra. They're in repose right now. The other reason they're called a Morse code tetra is, you see that flicking fin? It looks just like the old-time Morse code machines. ... SOS, feed me, stop filming me. Even with 0 color right now, everything looks so cool in this framing, at least to my eyes. And you see a bladder snail right there in the tangle. I've got invertebrates in here. Now those licorice gouramis will predate on shrimp. Sorry for the reflection, it's kind of ruining the whole vibe there. There's a cherry shrimp, big one, Bloody Mary, right? Look at that. And no one's predating on him. I've got Autosynclus and a really happy group of pygmy coreodoras. There's a shrimp I think just flew past me. Now for the plants, you see the tangle, that root tangle is primarily from the pothos up here, and some of the floating plants may add to the effect, but mostly all that stuff that's going down into the substrate, and you can see it. It's already making its way into the substrate. I have pulled it out one time because I didn't want it to eradicate this great group of cryptocorn parva. It's doing exactly what I wanted it to do. I call it a pseudo carpet, in that it is carpeting, it's uniform, it's healthy, it's beautiful, but you can see through it to the ground. There's some over here as well, and if I move these botanicals, it would be here. You can see this one at the tank's edge. It's found its way. Crypt parva is a slow growing but hugely satisfying cryptocorn, and a great alternative to your classic carpeting plants, especially in low light. I mean, does the light, and forget that atmos, that's not creating any kind of plant growth, but this is constantly dim, this tank, between all the floaters and the way I have the light up here set, not even on right now. Lovely little chihiros, but I hardly use its full power, and why would I? But gosh darn it, folks, you know, maybe you don't want to just wrestle with glossostoma or dwarf hairgrass or Monte Carlo and wrestle with CO2, and I don't have CO2 and I don't have light, and I have this wonderful, fun, really authentic, natural looking carpet that's doing just fine without light, CO2, and certain other things that carpeting plants generally require. I've got a green strain of dwarf tiger lotus right here. It's doing what I want it to do, helping to create the heavier side there on the aquascape in front of this neat grouping of bogwood. Comes up and out. This pothos is not my best example, and I could easily replace it with more robust growth. And this floating plant, this plant here dies and comes back to life every time I missed it. It just is what it is. But I could replace this with a better quality pothos, but I don't want to interrupt the fabulous root growth here. So clearly the plant's healthy. It just doesn't look brilliant on the outside, not like this bad boy here. I mean, look at that. And I'll talk about this tank another time. Now granted, that's a different kind of pothos, a golden pothos, the super common houseplant variety, and this is a variegated, you know, not even as pretty in a way, but here, there we are. This is what we have going. It is, as they say, what it is. I've got anubias and epiphytes, primarily anubias, perhaps some bucephalandra up and in the bogwood there. And I'm gonna let the reflection do what it does. It's kind of like if I was trying to film snorkeling in a backwater. If you ever watch those cool videos, those like Pariba trips and things like that on YouTube, where they go to the Amazon and snorkel and film. Sometimes it looks no better than this in terms of the film quality because of the lighting and the conditions. There is a Vallisneria in here for some reason. I put a few in the back, and it's fun the way it struggles through, and Val is extremely tough. I think if I pulled it out, it would be surprisingly robust. I just see one strand, maybe one in the back there. You see a Morse code tetra, some Neocaridina shrimp, some anubias, a lot of it now in silhouette. Sort of a fun way to view an aquarium. Again, that's a UNS Atmos here in the United States. I think that's probably your best product. If you want a lighted screen in the back, it's pretty easy, very easy to set up. Very cool. You can pick colors that you like. I chose one that was as natural as possible. There's like hot pink, and that's not gonna happen here. If you're in the United Kingdom, there's another brand there that a lot of the fish keepers and aquascapers use. I think it's called Light Board or something with light in it. Up at top, the floater is Brazilian pennywort, and it looks like some kind of salvinia or frog bit. I always get frog bit, and water lettuce is big, and this is not big. Thank God, because I don't want a big plant. It's a relatively small tank. I mean, it's a nano tank. It's 12 gallons. I forget the maker of this tank. I'll remember it as soon as I stop filming. But UNS and Lifeguard Aquatics and a number of other sellers can give you a rimless tank with basically the same footprint. From the last video here, I told the tale about how I removed my small stainless steel canister filter, which used to sit there, and I put one of these little Chinese knockoffs. I forget the name, but if you yeah, well, there's the name, but good luck. I think it's called Itsu or something like that. You just search tiny hang-on back filters, and they're all the same. Honestly, they're all the same. They work really well. They're very reliable, and they're super easy to take care of. I just changed the piece of floss every few days up top. Just cut a little snip and replace it. The old one, which catches all the Tetras from the wood and the degrading botanicals. And then there's a little bit of biomedia right there for your beneficial bacteria. That's it. I also run an air stone kind of non-stop in this aquarium. I did that in the beginning because when I first set it up, the acidity was through the roof and the oxygen level was very low, and I felt the tank was suffering because of it, so I started running that air stone. But I haven't changed it, and I sometimes forget it's there. It adds a little bit of current. This tank seems to be doing very well, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If you have any questions or comments, want to know more about this aquarium or anything else, hit me up. Delighted to hear from you. As always, folks, keep your hands in the tank, and ciao for now.